So here are the two books from 2021. Now, not gonna lie, this feels a little bit weird just because it's been like 2 years since I did a bullet journal flip through. So I might not remember too much detail-wise of like what happened in 2021, but I'll do my best to go through everything. First book, obviously you guys recognize from my Beetlejuice, so cracking right in. This is the last year that I really just did like a hob job of different designs, like how I originally did my books and trying to make it a little bit more efficient. Still had to do a lot of sections for to-do lists because, as you can see, even though I had to blur most of it out, that I had so much on my mind to do and ideas for videos and whatnot that it was still in that overwhelming stage and just in that mode of like, I'm filming, but I'm not actually editing anything. And I'm glad I'm finally like pushed past that because, oh man, even just like looking at this right now, there was a lot on my mind. And I kind of wish I brought back the memories page, but at the same time, I found myself just not filling it in, as you can see, as much this year, so. Yeah, starting with October. Obviously, we saw that I just finished it this year after so long of waiting, and I am so freaking proud of this photo. Took bloody forever, and I really had to force myself to do it, but, I mean, even my, like, again, I'm tooting my own horn here, but, like, look at those hands. That looks just so, for someone who's never had to draw hands in a real life person before, I think I did a pretty damn good job. So, anyway, moving on to Beetlejuice. You guys saw it already. You know the shtick. I don't really know what else I could talk about. I don't really want to talk about the robbery again because I just want to forget that and leave that behind. But I'm very proud of sticking through the majority of these drawings, and I don't see how else I could improve the Beetlejuice setup, so I think this will be the only time that I tackle this theme. So this is actually where I started to try scripting. This was the first year that I really got into like best dressed videos, into how she formats her videos. So I left some space for scripting, and now I'm at the point where it's not quite as daunting. I have a fair feel of how it can be done to make a stronger video, and it just makes me more proud of my videos. So as you can see, lots of ideas, so many ideas. But then we move on to November. I remember this very vividly. I just wanted something super easy after Beetlejuice and after dealing with the robbery. Bright colors bring me joy. Disney brings me joy, so I thought this was a good combination. However, looking back at this now, I'm gonna give myself some slack just because, you know, I was going through a hard time trying to move forward, but I could definitely improve this theme, and I actually got some cute tsum stickers, not just like big ones from the Dollarama, from Japan. So I think I might actually retackle this theme. Let me know what you guys think about that idea. But yeah, overall, I just wanted to stick with something super simple, but looking at this now, I definitely could improve a lot with this theme. And I don't know about you guys, but, you know, you saw from my November setup that November is the time for Christmas cards specifically, and ideally Christmas gifts. So I like to super prep for Christmas because December for me is the time of enjoying the holiday activities, not prepping for the holiday, because in my house, December is a very big deal. And I think this year I will do a proper tour of my house for Christmas, because my friends say that it looks like a holiday catalog by the time my mom and I are done decorating. So Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, back to this theme, is actually one of my like super childhood movies. A couple of my friends, my besties specifically, actually really doesn't like the Rankin and Bass movies because she thinks that the puppets in the video are I didn't end up finishing all of my weekly spreads. December ended up getting too busy, but she's scared of the puppets for some reason. This spread took me a long time to do, and I don't see myself redoing it. This December ended up being a hard December as well. I won't go into details, just like some personal life stuff, but because of that, I wasn't able to actually like finish the spreads, and I kind of like lost my drive for it and just focused on filming like Christmassy vlogs to try to get my mind off it, because as you can see, I didn't even like bother finishing my weekly spreads. I left space for them, but it just didn't end up happening. And I don't see myself redoing this theme. I think I did a good job. But moving into January, brand new year, I wanted to go with something simple again, but also it's kind of artsy, so I revisited an old Arctic animal winter theme I had and just kind of like did more painting around it. I think it looks super cute. I'm not sure which one I prefer though. The one that I first did was easier just because it was less painting, but I still think that especially this schedule page looks pretty cute and pretty good. But I wanted to go back to using more scrapbook paper. I really love the aesthetic of baby blues and pastel grays, so I love doing the Arctic animal theme and being able to do more of the watery colory, how is it supposed to look from this character specifically. And getting to see that in Japan too, like the actual character was really cool. But yeah, I prefer the watercolor look of these characters. It was easier to make them look soft. And I just love drawing cutesy animals, but it's definitely time to chill with the more complicated ones for this coming year. But yeah, I really like January's setup. Didn't do as well as on my channel as the original Arctic theme, but I still love how it looks. So moving into February, this setup took me bloody forever to edit because I was trying something new with my voiceovers and it ended up getting copyright claimed and completely blocked, so I gotta figure out how to get that back online for you guys so you can actually see it. But, oh, and as you can see, like, I got some water damage, so that kind of went through too. But seeing this movie, I don't know, it just hit me harder than I was expecting it to. I ended up seeing it twice in theaters and it just, like, it lived in my head rent-free for a while after seeing it. And I do like this setup, but not gonna lie, I'm not as big of a fan of using these dark colors. So it worked for Spiderman, obviously, but I don't see myself doing many more themes that have such dark, contrasty colors. So now we're going more into script work. I actually started Accutane around this time, and I'm making a video on how my past with it and then having to return to it and tips to surviving it and everything. I wanted to make it into like almost like a Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide type of format, and who knows, maybe if I am able to do that kind of idea successfully, then maybe the original people from Ned's Declassified that are doing their own podcast now will actually maybe see it. So we'll see. But that's not going to come out for a while. But anyway, now we're on to March. I wanted to redo my panda theme because the filming of that theme, the original one, was absolutely horrendous. I was still learning how to film my setups properly, so I wanted to do this justice, and I think I did. I love this new updated version. I still have panda stickers though, so I'm not really sure how I'm gonna like end up finishing using them. Maybe on like cards or something, but I really love my updated version, and I feel like accomplished with it, so I don't see myself revisiting this theme. I think this one was my favorite. I don't know, just the way I drew this panda just made me really happy. They're just so cute. And this actually in Japanese says "skarata," which means I'm tired. And as you can see from how busy I was very tired. So April, this was actually one of my most popular setups on my channel. So I think it's at like 4,000 views. Unfortunately, after this year though, my channel just kind of went like... That was mostly because I think, because I couldn't upload when I was in Japan, but we'll get into that. But this is when I decided to do this theme because I found out that I finally am able to go to Japan. So this was a huge deal. So I was like, I gotta use the bunnies with all the cherry blossoms and everything in celebration for that. So this is when things really started uproaring, because when you wait for something for 3 long years, you just go into like intense, super intense mode. And I did. My to-do list got even bigger. Oh, it got so big, and I clearly didn't even get to finish all of it, but I did the majority of it, and honestly, looking at some of these to-do list points, I did finish a good chunk of these this month. I just forgot to fill them in, but the majority of this list got done in May, but it was a good reference to go back onto. I love this setup so much. I used to not be a huge like pink fan, but if it's the right shade of pink with the pastels, like I have a huge growth towards it. I did not word that very well. Yeah, this setup just makes me really happy to look at. And I love that drawing. I pulled this drawing from my July setup of the previous year of the book that got taken. I really like that drawing, and it just makes me think of my special someone. I get called Bunny, so I thought it was fitting. Little TMI, but I think it's cute. And that is the end of this last book. I barely had any pages left, so I thought that was a good win. This is actually the last book that I almost fully used up because of how much writing there was. So moving on to the second half of the year. This one is not nearly as thick because, as I said, moving to Japan was rip and roaring, and there was a lot to do in preparation for that, including finishing a very, very big, that wasn't a very smooth way to open that, a very big makeover, interior design makeover project. So, actually we're gonna fix that. So there's a lot less drawings in this one. It had to be just way less work, and there was a good chunk of months where I couldn't upload anything for this channel because of Japan, but that's okay. The starting of it was my most popular bullet journal setup. This is when I decided to be a little bit more efficient with it and try something new and use my theme to be to correspond with the cover's design. And I've been using that tactic since, and I personally love it. It makes it easier to set it up and stick with a color theory and everything. So I'm gonna definitely be continuing that from now on. Obviously didn't really keep up with that much. I ended up stopping my budgeting closer to the end of my time in Japan because I just wanted to enjoy myself. Obviously, I got myself into some massive debt, but that's okay. I got myself out now, so we're good now. But that's kind of why. And then I was so busy that I didn't even get to really fill in my memories section, as you can see from the entirety blank page there. So this is the last time I did a memory specifically page, and I moved on to just using a brain dump page, just until things start to calm down and I'm not always working, so I actually have time to think of memories to write down and have time to actually make some memories. That sounds depressing. So moving on to May, I don't really like the cover page, to be honest. I kind of messed up on how I was coloring in the dark brown guy, but I loved all the stickers, so I knew I had to do some kind of drawing for the cover to make the stickers work. And I was just so burnt out from drawing and just working in general. Even though I blurred out everything, I was working 5 jobs. Practically all of them were part-time, but they accumulated to over full-time work on top of the interior design projects that I needed to finish before moving to Japan. And I finished my projects the day before I had to fly out, so it was just constant work towards it and saving as much money as humanly possible. So these spreads are going to be a lot less decor enhanced than the previous bit of the year, but it was still good to use, and it still helped keep my brain somewhat on track with everything. And see even more pages. So June, this is what I mean. June was the month that I left, and I didn't even have time to draw a cover page. I was just I just need a place to write everything and leave my schedule out. This was supposed to be a parrot theme. I didn't even end up filming anything, so obviously the parrot theme is gonna come back because I ended up finding some more cute pictures of parrots and stuff from Japan. So I have a good couple of sticker sheets. It's gonna be a tropical theme now, but that was kind of a fail of a theme. it just, my brain was so burnt out and kind of stressing the fact that I'm moving out for the very first time all the way to the cross country, and I was just, just thinking about it now. I remember all the anxiety I felt, and just no time for anything. This is just like a throwaway month. There's no real beauty to this month at all. Just chaos and scribbles. And then I had to remake this list when I was in Vancouver because of all the crap that happened to try to even just get into the damn country. So if you want to see how that played out in real life, I did film the whole experience, so I will link it up here right now if you're interested in seeing the chaos ensuing in real time. And I also filmed the episode 1, so the chaos of this was episode 2. So I'll link the playlist to me living in Japan if you are curious, because that was, excuse my language, fucking chaotic. Right, so now we're moving into a couple more blank pages until I finally landed in Japan and I was in my room and set to go. So July was just very use whatever stuff I brought with me to do whatever I can. I brought very minimal with me because I knew that I was going to be spending the majority of my time actually exploring the country, not sitting in my room and drawing elaborate designs. So I was just trying to get my life in order, get my videos properly set up so I could possibly edit while I'm studying, get my schedule set up so that I could act like Casey Neistat, and all of the list of things to do and buy to get myself ready to live in Japan and actually feel like I have a home there, because if I am just in chaos, then my brain is in chaos and then nothing gets done. So yeah. It still did take a bit to write out all of my habit trackers and whatnot during this time. So after this book, I actually ended up ditching that idea. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're going to keep going. More scripting, more planning for trips in Japan. Yep. It's kind of crazy how I was there for 6 months, because it just feels like the ultimate blur, and I'm so glad that I ended up filming every single bit of it, and now I get to make it into a TV series essentially and just relive the experience despite me being home now. It's just kind of surreal doing that. But August, I was full swarm into Tokyo Mew Mew content and finding out that, hey, that is actually working. It was a total fluke, didn't think it was going to work, and August was when I was planning on traveling to Okinawa. And that was a big deal, but also a lot of embarrassment and chaos and pain, and don't regret doing it, but yeah, there was a lot of lessons learned during that week in Okinawa. I won't get too into it now. We can talk about it when the vlog is up, but again, follow that link if you want to see the series unfold in real time. Yeah, so I just wanted to make it ocean themed with all the cute stickers from Loft. So very throwaway theme as all the ones from Japan. I just focused on using all the stickers I was buying from Loft because, oh my god, the stickers there are so cute. I can't wait to show you guys the Loft haul. I ended up using a decent amount of the stickers already, but in the next year, I'll be using up all of the sticker sheets for different themes, and now that I'm at home, I can actually do the themes a little bit more justice. So the Loft haul will probably be out in December, because this November is actually just going to be focused on showing you guys the rest of my bullet journal stuff that I wanted to catch up on since I couldn't film in Japan. Alright, another blank page. Okay, so then we're on the third last month being in Japan, almost done school. I kind of did a Kirby theme, loosely Kirby. Very simple version. I'm more proud of the other Kirby theme that I did as an actual setup on the channel. But they had such cute Kirby stickers that I couldn't resist. I had to do it at least a little bit. The master plan. Not really much else to say. I was also planning. Oh yeah, I guess that's one thing I can say. I just recognized it from here. This was the last week that the borders were going to be closed to tourists, so I decided that I was going to go to Kyoto and see the Red Gate shrines that go all the way up to the mountain, and the Fushimi Inari Shrine, to be exact, and the Gion District and everything. I had been to Kyoto before, but I'd never seen that part of Kyoto because, you know, when that was before COVID. So this time I knew I was gonna be able to see it like it was filmed in Memoirs of a Geisha, and oh, guys, it was so beautiful. If you want to see a small clip of me walking up the shrine, I'll link February setup because that was the theme of that month. But yeah, the Kyoto trip was more memorable for me than going to Okinawa. But I also went by myself, so that's probably an major extra reason why. And then I was in full force on getting episode 1 up. This was my the hardest video I've ever created. There was so much scripting involved and so much footage to go through, but I'm so proud of it. And then I had, for one of our finals in class, I had to say a script of this in Japanese, so I pre-wrote it and tried to memorize it so I could say it properly, and I think I did pretty good. I ended up filming it, so that'll be on the vlog. But yeah, this Moving to Japan episode 1, I treated it like a short film, so that's why I titled them in acts, and I've tried to use this extra page and I accidentally cut it out by accident, so yeah, that is my 28th year in a nutshell, and technically my 4th year bullet journaling.